When most of us are faced with an important decision, we tend to make a list of pros and cons, and then we weigh down each list and then decide what we want to do. We also talk to a lot of people that we might respect, and we also tend to talk to people that are related to that decision to learn their experiences and stuff. Our author, although, highlights that it slows you down and it also forces you to consider both sides of that choice, which is not a good thing. So, there's this thing about considering the outcome of a particular choice. If you're considering pros and cons, let's say you're considering pros and cons of enrolling yourself in an institute, but let's make it a little more general. Let's say you're considering pros and cons of having a bike in a city like Bangalore, let's say. When you consider all the pros, you'll be saving a lot of money. Maybe you'll be not getting trapped in the traffic. When you consider the cons, maybe you'll be doing a lot of spending on the petrol. I don't know, I mean, it's kind of same by spending the money, but you'll be prone to the whole idea of polluting the environment, etc., etc. It's very much subjective. It's not objective, but it's subjective. But here, when we are making pros and cons, we don't realize what is it that's important to us. We don't understand the gravity of the decision. Whenever you trying to decide something, you stop asking yourself why. When you endeavor on trying to make a decision, there are a few things that relate to who you are. For example, let's say I considered pros and cons for buying a bike. In the cons, there was one element which considered the pollution part, and in this there was one element about money. Now, maybe you are the kind of person who is crazy over environmental issues. And here in this particular pros, the money doesn't actually matter that much to you. But because it matters to the society, you somewhere influence it, you fit it in, etc., etc. So when you compare both of these things, in which one thing doesn't actually matter to you and one thing matters to you more than your life, or maybe you could, like, maybe not more than your life, but it plays very important role in your life, and you're giving them equal points, it actually makes no sense. People make fast decisions based on biases, shortcuts, intuitions. As we discussed in our previous video, you're influenced by all the people around you, your environment, your surroundings, for every decision you make. To make a sound decision, you have to have a process and a discipline. Decisions with long-term consequences require balancing and identifying. You can't just go around making them. You need a routine. You need to understand. It has to be a very slow process, because if it's going to affect your life later on so much, it makes sense to at least try to build and understand what you exactly want from it, right? Johnson advises to weigh your future scenarios. What matters, what doesn't, what's more important, what isn't, all of your emotional quirks, your cognitive biases, everything matters. And it's very much important, right, that we understand that life is not just one straight roller coaster, right? There would be a lot of factors that accompany you as an individual. It will be relative according to your own personality. So you can make the best decision for yourself, that's true. But you also need to be a little more understanding about your own processes and how your subconscious thinking is being ruled over or biased, or having a prejudice over the emotional quirks, the external influences, the group thinking mechanisms that you go through. Big decisions take time and mental energy, and let them, because it's important. The author has discussed a few methods and tools that are going to help you make better decisions in life and how you should be spending your time thinking through it. 5 main tools that he's discussed are decision mapping, unknowable unknowables, predicting war games, and testing your assumption. We are going to be discussing decision mapping in our next video.